And if you really think you don't need white people at all, by all means, move back to Niger, Congo, Zimbabwe, wherever it is that you're originally from.
So Trump bringing back segregation, we don't give a fuck. You don't know. Trump has basically passed a law where now contractors can say this is the white only fountain, this is the black only fountain, at colored fountain. This is the colored bathroom. This is the white only bathroom. Now I know they finna have a field day with this in the South immediately. I'm in the West, Midwest, so we might not see that too soon just yet, but I'm sure it's gonna come. But I just want to be the one to first. Let me talk to my black people real quick. Black people, we don't give a fuck still. And I want to talk to y'all real quick because see, when they decide to bring back whites only, colors only, all of that, I'm gonna tell y'all this. One thing we need to do is make sure we turn our shit up. We need to get our shit in order. We need to make sure that we are supporting black only businesses. We are making it a necessity to make sure when they do bring this shit back, you see who want to play this game and make sure you play that shit better than them. We're the reason why a lot of these motherfucking corporations are even functioning. So to think that they want us to react so bad, like we are trying to learn motherfucking where them fans at, and here y'all come trying to tell us what motherfucking water fountain we need to be drinking out of. Like, Trump, please find something else to fucking do. If you think this finna get us in the street, I'm gonna have to tell me how. Come in real quick. It's not going to work, okay? If anything, this is the best thing that has happened yet, because I would love to go to a color only bathroom, a color only water fountain, because I'll just be 100 with y'all. Some of y'all nasty as fuck. So to say that we are finna go back into segregation, like what y'all gonna do when we lit as fuck over here and y'all born as fuck over there? Y'all don't know what we doing. Y'all ain't doing shit. So to segregate anything is just the craziest shit ever, but I'm not surprised. We're not about to use this as a situation to make us feel like, oh, we're scared. Well, no. Protect yourself. Get your family in order. Black people, get your family in order. Start to really be more mindful of the money you're spending. Invest your money, because the only thing they got up on us right now is knowing how money works. Knowing how to invest that money to make that money make money for them. We need to spend our time focused on that. We're not getting in the streets marching. We're going to get in them books and understand credit, understand investments, understand stock, understand how to, we're going to do that. Because eventually what's happening is we got to get on the other side. See, they know how to build businesses and use government money to basically keep themselves afloat. We don't yet. So let's learn that. All that said, to all of the people who are not black and you are like trying to fight for this and you really want to see a change, more power to you. But I'm gonna tell y'all like this: we happy y'all care because we don't give a fuck. And if you a black person that's finding yourself starting to care, please don't. This is your reminder to sit this shit out, because at the end of the day, it don't matter what we do, it don't matter what we say. The only thing they want to do is get us in a position where they can off us and then make it seem like this is the reason why they did A, B, C, D. But we finna just go ahead and learn what the motherfucking fans at and continue to mind our business like we've been doing. Hello, bye.
So Trump is setting the black community back. At least that's what I'm hearing. So I was scrolling on this app and I came across a post from a content creator who said Trump is setting black people back. I was thinking to myself, how? I mean, you can't be talking about the rise in crime in the black community, because he really doesn't have anything to do with that. That would be your Democrat mayors. It can't be the lack of accountability in your community, because that would be your black leaders. So I'm really trying to understand what this content creator is trying to say. I'm sure that content creator is talking about the cuts that's about to happen due to the big, beautiful bill. You know that part about able-bodied people going to work and actually trying to make a living? Working towards getting their benefits instead of sitting at home trying to collect it? Is that what you're referring to? So Trump is trying to set black people back. So how is he setting black people back? For taking them off the very programs that took the black father out the households. Make it make sense.
Oh, it's been a busy day in the headlines. Basically saying Trump is bringing back segregation. Well, is he? Let me tell you what's going on in a nutshell. Okay. Now, when he ended DEI, he took out this clause that Lyndon B. Johnson put in 1964 that ended discrimination based on race and sexual origin. Basically, I can't deny you a job or an opportunity based on the color of your skin or whether or not you are a woman. That's all that little addition said, right? Well, guess what? Later on, they lumped the transgender movement in with that civil rights part. So basically, they're saying our struggle is the same as people who were born a certain way. Trump had already told y'all before he got in office, hey, I'm finna end all this shit because the government is spending a whole lot of money on this and it could be really redistributed amongst the citizens so that our society can be stronger. He told y'all this. So I'm trying to figure out why everybody's surprised when he ended DEI. But what it is, they tried to bait and switch and say it was about black people when really the man already told you what it was. I don't understand why we keep falling for that and getting mad. Either way, that little part in there said that federal facilities cannot be segregated. Now that he's taken all that out, can a federal facility actually have white-only bathrooms, white-only water fountains, white-only eating areas? Absolutely not, because it is still in the Constitution that you cannot be discriminated against based on the race that you were born and the sex that you were born. That's still in the Constitution. He cannot take that out. He ended that part of DEI because it included the transgender movement with the other civil rights movements. And he told you he was going to do this. Okay? So no, they cannot discriminate against you and they cannot make things segregated because it is still considered unconstitutional. Yes, you can look that up. Off that, listen, did y'all know that Russia is actually anti-colonial? They are helping Africa in their fight to decolonize, okay? Africa's saying we don't need Europe to rule us and do all this other stuff. I'll give you an example. New Caledonia, they're ruled by France, right? Okay, so these citizens are protesting because guess what? They're making voter reform, and that voter reform makes it easy for European settlers to come in and take political power. Well, the indigenous people are saying, hell no, we ain't finna have that shit, so we finna protest. You not finna come and goop us for our damn land. We sick of that. All right, well, guess what? Putin said, I'm with you. I'm with the fight. A lot of people are trying to say that Putin wants their land and they know if they remove Europe that he has free range to try to come in. But Putin said from his mouth, he said, I believe in a multipolar society, which means multipolarity is basically saying the power is distributed amongst the states. Nobody needs to rule nobody. We just gonna break this up and put it where it originally belongs. I get it. So we'll just see how this pans out because, child, this tea is piping hot. I'll talk to y'all later.
You damn right I ain't mad Trump taking them slave pictures down. Because who the fuck want to keep seeing that? Because at the end of the day, that ain't got shit to do with my black history. Growing up in school, that's all the fuck I learned about was slavery, slavery, slavery. Every black history, it was slavery. Every February, all we looked at was pictures with people with lashes on their back. I don't want to keep seeing that shit. Who the fuck want to keep remembering that was supposed to be one of the most traumatic times in your history? Who the fuck want to keep seeing that? We need to learn our real history. Why the fuck we ain't learn about wealthy black people back then like O.W. Gurley? O.W. Gurley, the man that actually bought the land in Tulsa, Oklahoma that became Black Wall Street. Bought 40 acres in 1906 and turned into a 35-block community that became Black Wall Street. Why the fuck I didn't even learn about that until I got in my damn 30s. Huh? That's our black history. Now y'all want to keep talking about slavery. Now y'all mad about the shit. Y'all mad about the shit, but then y'all don't want nobody to take the pictures down about the shit. Make up your fucking minds. How you mad about some shit, but then you don't want to stop seeing it? That's crazy as fuck. That's like somebody doing something traumatic to somebody in your family, and every month or every year they post the same pictures of them being mutilated. Who the fuck want to see that? That ain't got us seeing them pictures ain't got nothing to do with us progressing as a people. How the fuck us seeing them people and being reminded of what the fuck we went through is us progressing? That ain't it. Damn, y'all just find a reason to be mad and be emotional about every fucking thing instead of using logic.
Hey, y'all, it's Tiffy Bless. Child, they done said the president is bringing back segregation. Did you hear what I said? He is bringing back segregation. Okay, Mr. Trump. So we as a black community are here for it. I'm just going to give you a couple of reasons why we are in support of this. And there ain't no particular order, just some things that was on the top of my head, Number one, black folks keep their bathrooms clean. Please, Mr. Trump, segregate those bathrooms. If you don't do nothing else, we would like our own bathroom. We know the rules. We know how to keep it clean. We hate coming in there behind y'all. It always stank. Yeah, I got a whole different type
type of stank. It's stank. It's a lot going on in there. Please, if you don't do nothing else, segregate them bathrooms. Number 2, we want to know where we spending our money. I would rather know before I walk into the doors of the establishment, hint, hint, Target, that you don't mess with me. Then I ain't gonna spend my money there. Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. We here for it. Number 3, I want to make sure y'all understand this work both ways. So when we put our sign up over our restaurant with our good seasoned chicken, and it's safe for black folks only, a Karen bet not. Your president did this, Miss Karen. A Karen bet not. So we here for it. Segregate it all. We stronger that way. Segregate it all. And if you were doing this for a reaction, this the only reaction you gonna get out, black folks. We still not marching. We still not marching. We still sleep for the next 4 years.
Whether or not you believe that Donald Trump is racist no longer matters, because his policies reveal deep racist sentiments and create codified racism. And now Donald Trump has repealed LBJ's executive order barring racial segregation. Donald Trump is bringing back segregation. And regardless of whether or not you think that in his heart he is racist, he has continued to embolden racist, white supremacists, and codify racial segregation. That is a problem that we haven't seen in over 50 years. He is inflaming racial sentiments. He is instigating white supremacist and Christian nationalists. So whether or not Donald Trump himself is racist no longer matters, because he is the first president to reinstitute segregation federally in over 50 years.
Trump brings back segregation. Segregation was created during the Jim Crow era. The Jim Crow era and segregation was created by the Democrats. If Trump is bringing back segregation, the Democrats would be very glad right now. It's theirs. They created it. But one thing that remains that the Democrats created is scared black people. You can tell them the boogeyman is Willy Wonka and they'll all start running. Segregation. I'm in South Carolina right now. Ain't nobody telling me where to go and when to go. Stop listening to the nonsense. Think for yourself. It's not illegal yet.
So they're going to keep the birthright citizenship. Just a slap in the face to the black American. Ancestors fought for y'all to be free, and we gonna give this to everybody else. And then therefore that shit take all y'all benefits that we fought for. That's why it's hard for our black Americans to get the benefits that they ancestors fought for. And that's why you hear these foreigners, oh, they just baby mamas, baby daddies, they're just gang bangers, they're just drug dealers. Because those benefits and things that those people could have got that could have detoured them from being those things were taken by people that didn't deserve it. This is so-called black Americans' birthright. This is their birthright. This shows you that Trump is on the side of the black American, and you see where the real racist is, instead of everybody want to point the finger at Trump saying that he's a racist. You see who the real racists are. They know the truth. Everybody knows the truth, and they know who we are. They know what was done. They know why the 14th Amendment was written. It was only written to give black people the same rights that white people had. It wasn't even no foreigners. Because they're saying it happened over 128 years ago, they're going to keep it. It happened 128 years ago because of what was done to us and how we fought to fix that. Our ancestors fought to fix it. They didn't fight to fix it for everybody else. This was done for us. Continue to push those documents for the class action lawsuit, because it's bigger than the class action lawsuit. It's way bigger than the class action. It's not just about money. It's about land. It's about truth. It's about what happened to us and who we are. It's about identity. It's about everything. they reclassified American Indians to Negro, color, and black. Those Negro, color, and black people are our great-grandfathers, great-grandmothers. And those great-grandfathers and great-grandmothers, their parents were the people of the owners of this land. This birthright citizenship being struck down is deeper than this.
First of all, TikTok, I want to say this shit is for entertainment purposes only. Second of all, let's get straight to it. How the fuck do y'all think in the year 2025 that Trump can even enact segregation? How do y'all feel like that? They put a catchy headline and then they get the headline to touch y'all emotions because y'all not going to think logically. Y'all are not going to think logically. The clause that he pushed back was something that was brought forth by Lyndon B. Johnson in the 60s. It was for federal workers so that they can't get discriminated against for federal contracts. That's what the fuck that's what it was. And that's the clause he pushed back. So in order for him to do away with DEI, he will also have to do away with that as well. So people will be hired, or people will be given contracts based upon their merits, not based upon their skin color, not based because their gender, none of that. That's like, this is what I don't get. What the fuck is y'all talking about? Trump is also a businessman, and as a businessman, he understands that over $1 trillion a year in spending comes from the African American community. So why would he take away $1 trillion a year from the economy? That would be detrimental. As a businessman, he understands this. Y'all, furthermore, if Trump wanted to do bring back segregation, he would have to get rid of the Civil Rights Act of 1866. That directly, and that only affects people's skin color. That's the only thing it impacts. People of skin color. He will also have to do away with the Federal Housing Act of 1968. He will also have to do away with the amended Federal Housing Act of 1988. Like, what are y'all talking about? Stop just seeing a fucking headline and running with it and actually do some research, because y'all need to go read that NPR memo, and I promise y'all will see that it had nothing to do with the public, but only federal workers and federal contracts. Like, what the fuck? Y'all just like being bamboozled at this point. Y'all don't even want to know the truth. Y'all just want to stay lost. I think y'all do, because god damn it, they ain't even trying to bamboozle y'all no more. Y'all just doing it to y'all fucking selves.
And let me be the one to remind you, we are not our ancestors, okay? We have YNs now, okay? They commit crimes that will blow your mind, and they have an artillery of weapons that would also blow your mind. And not only that, black women are the most educated and they will outlearn you. Do you hear me? We can read now. We have weaponry. I'll say it again, we have weaponry. I'm not saying we will use it, but we have weaponry. These are my thoughts. So nothing's coming back. But do you like my apron from Crate and Barrel? Nothing's coming back. Nothing. Nothing's coming back. I don't know what you heard. I don't care what he does. We're not our ancestors. We're not our relatives. See, we fight back with words, with knowledge, and with power. Just as a reminder, nothing in this video is a threat. It's just a sharing and spreading of knowledge. Knowledge is power. I would hate for my people to have to rock y'all.
The Trump administration has removed the federal ban on segregated facilities. Yes, it has finally happened. What we all were afraid of. What all of you all told me not to be a Trump supporter for. Looks like we're going to be entering into buildings where we're going to start seeing colored waiting room signs. Colored only. We're going to start seeing water fountains for coloreds only. Or are we? Looks like the Democrats are back up to their old antics, trying to push the narrative to people of my color that we are going to lose civil rights under the Trump administration. Well, I'm here to inform you that segregation is still illegal under the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and also under individual state laws. Segregation is still illegal. So stop believing the narratives that the Democratic Party and the liberals are trying to push out to disband Trump supporters.
So of all the things this man could have done, he brings back segregation. Segregation on bathrooms, segregation on restaurants, segregation on who to hire. That's why he removed DEI. Now I'm wondering, why would he do that when black consumers have a significant impact on America's economy? And of course some of y'all think I'm lying. Fact check it. Go do a Google search. With American black households spending almost $1.4 trillion annually on goods and services, they want to bring back segregation? Clause 52-222-21 of the FAR is titled Prohibition of the Segregated Facilities and reads, the contractor agrees that it does not and will not maintain or provide for its employees any segregated facilities at any of its establishments, and that it does not and will not permit its employees to perform their services at any location under its control where segregated facilities are maintained. It defines segregated facilities as work areas, restaurants, drinking fountains, transportation, housing, and more, and says you can't segregate based on color, race, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. But again, they want to bring back segregation. They trying to take us further back into time. But as I always say, this is what y'all voted for.
There are many reasons that I feel cheated by the 250th celebration of the United States. I feel cheated that they had 10 years to plan an epic World Fair style event, a $150 million budget, and a long and proud history to draw on, from rodeos to Burning Man. America is the home to incredible performers and talent, and our 50 states and incredible territories have every piece to make an incredible once-in-a-lifetime celebration of a nation. And yet, we have this.
We're celebrating already at the Great American State Fair. Man, we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us, Tommy. You and I had a chance to go out. We got to see some of the exhibits. I'm sure you got what I got, which was a lot of people going, hey, love to watch it on Fox. I hope a lot of them left the mall, went home and turned on their TV.
So each day has got a theme. Today's theme is Make America Healthy Again.
Not a lot of talk about Iran, as you can imagine, although, Larry, just in a few minutes behind me, where the rodeo is going to start again. Some people say riding a bull is a lot like dealing with Iran. You got to hang on for dear life.
We have this. We have this papier-mâché, half-baked rendering of Donald Trump's arch. We have Dr. Oz on the main stage. We have baptisms in an above-ground pool and empty rooms where state exhibits should be. At the very least, this could have been like any county fair across the country with rides and corn dogs and 4-H kids showing off their prize steers. But it's this. What is this? What is this other than an utter failure? Where did the money go? Where's the MAGA patriotism we hear so much about? Because this clearly isn't a celebration for all Americans. It is a partisan love fest for Christian nationalists, and yet no one is there. It's almost like this movement, this government, this president are not as popular as the media they purchased and the influencers they pay would have us believe. And they think so little of our intelligence that they're just going to lie to our faces about the huge crowds as if we don't have eyes. Look at Fox News here.
We're celebrating already at the Great American State Fair. Man, we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us, Tommy.
I mean, if there was ever a time to believe the fair and balanced truth tellers were lying to you, it was when the network paid over $700 million for lying about the results of the 2020 election. But the next best time is now, because we are living in a dystopian novel at this point. As George Orwell wrote in 1984, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final and most essential command. Man, wake up. They're stealing our money and our freedom and our future right in front of our faces.
A communist or you can be a patriot. You cannot be both. As for those who peddle Marxist lies about our heritage, tell our children that we live on stolen land or that our heroes were oppressors, they're doing something much worse than slandering our past. They are slandering and attacking our future.
So that was Donald Trump giving a speech earlier this evening at Mount Rushmore, where he told the crowd that you're either a communist or a patriot, but you can't be both. And listen up, Indian country. He went on further to say, as you heard, that you can't tell their children that this is stolen land. Come on, man. And also that their heroes are not oppressors. It's so hard not to cuss right now, but I'm going to keep it professional. He also went on to say that they're not going to let that happen, which to me is a direct threat on people's First Amendment right, freedom of speech. We all know the actual history of this country and how it came to be. And it's not pretty. And Trump and his administration are trying to rewrite history. As earlier in the year, when he directed his Department of the Interior and Doug Burgum to start removing anything that had to do with slavery from all the National Smithsonian museums, where he directed them to start removing images from all the national parks, like at the Montana, the Battle of the Little Bighorn, because they don't want people to know the real history of how this country is founded. They are trying to rewrite history and trying to remove all that information that shows the United States in a negative light. Well, I'm not sorry for letting my followers know, and anybody else out there who's listening, that this country was not built in a good way. It was built on stolen land, as exhibited from the hundreds of indigenous tribes that were here way thousands of years, hundreds of years, thousands of years before this country ever became a country 250 years ago. Indigenous people were here. Indigenous people are going to be here long after this country is no longer a country. And to say that we're a Marxist, a communist, because we believe that, and that they're not going to let that happen, what, threaten our freedom of speech? To say that their heroes are not oppressors? Come on, man. Not only is this stolen land, but all the treaties that the United States made with the indigenous tribes broke every single one of them. And they're trying to not fulfill what little trust responsibility they have to the Indian tribes. And to say that their heroes weren't oppressors, slavery, you don't consider that oppressing an entire race?
Hello, brothers and sisters. Now, I do really hope you're all doing fine from wherever you're watching me from now. Majority of white Americans are shocked by the fact that the black people are no longer paying attention to whatever they are doing. They are not paying attention to their protests. They are not paying attention to every other thing they're taking place in. Now, you've probably been seeing video of black people saying that they are tired and they are now resting to fix it. Now, Cat Williams has been calling out the hypocrisy within some of the white people. He has been saying that they always want to talk about the black community and why the black community is not doing this, is not doing that, has done this, or it did that. Now, you all know that the black people have been out here talking about the oppression, talking about the injustices, talking about every other thing the US has stood for years. No one really did pay attention to whatever they were saying. The black people have also come out here to address common issues and the most important issues that are facing the United States. But since it didn't affect the white community, they never paid attention to that. When the black people talked about the social injustices, when they talked about the falling economy, when they talked about the biased political system that was meant to crush all Americans, they never paid attention because it was never affecting them. Because white supremacy had taken the US with a storm and it was benefiting majority of the white Americans. Talk about the SNAP benefits, talk about the food stamps, talk about being bailed out every other time they go bankrupt. All these things have stood for whatever is called white supremacy. Like they have been able to benefit from the systems that were set earlier on by their own people. So you all know that this leaves the black community exposed. It leaves them with no one really to take good care of them. So the only thing is for them to work hard because the system has turned against them. The system is no longer working for them or is no longer siding with them. So the black community thereafter picked very important lessons. They knew that This system was never meant to be theirs. It will never stand for them. It will never support them. It will never protect their wealth. It will never protect their interest. So they grew a hard skin. And from that time henceforth, the Black community has been really struggling to put ends to meet. And they have been doing this at the expense of them benefiting the white people. Now, back in 2024, the Black community really pledged and begged with other minorities and other majorities to support them, to support Kamala Harris, because it was not going to benefit them, but it was going to benefit the entire nation. It was only meant to make things at least look better. But the people really didn't support that. Maybe because of their racist behavior. They wanted to see a white dominant figure in the White House. And that's whatever they exactly went and did. Now, months later, everything started falling apart. And it was very quick for the MAGA people. It started with the MAGA community. Majority of them started coming out here regretting every other thing they have done. Majority of them started regretting their votes. They started freaking out. And it was not long enough, we did see the farmer coming out here also. And everything had gone south on them. They had lost their farms. They could not sell their soybeans to China anymore. Majority of those who worked in their farms were immigrants, and ICE was everywhere. ICE were raiding immigrants even in those farms. It left them with no workers. It left them bankrupt. Now, their farms were gone. Those who depended on loans, those who depended on being bailed out, nothing worked for them anymore. That tells me one thing. Every other thing collapsed on them. And a time came when they realized that the Black community have always been right about the US, the systems, and Donald Trump. When everything was gone and when they were under siege themselves, they started looking for the Black community. They started having cries online about the Black people joining them. And this didn't last for long. The Black people were doing their own things. They were minding their own business and they were not going to come back and listen to them. What hasn't the Black community done? If it is warning you, they have done that as long as I know. They have done that for years. And they have been reminding you that these systems have only been set to oppress you, that these systems are not going to work for you. They are meant to work for the oligarchs. Now, it is true. You can see who are benefiting from these mega projects. You can see who benefited from Project 2025. It were not you. It was no longer meant to benefit you. Only things you get to have is breaking news from Epstein files. And whenever you want to know the truth about who are pedophiles and all these other things, a story comes in. When the story was going viral and everything, Maduro was captured. A big interruption to that. When the story was going on air again, Greenland was needed, right? And when Greenland's story was almost done, he started with Mexico. He wanted Mexico and Cuba. And when that could not bring headlines anymore, he went for the only thing he could do. You know as well as I do. He went for Iran. How does Iran benefit you as the locals? There are people out here, big companies that do business with government. Those big companies that actually export gas. Those are the companies that are benefiting at the expense of the people. Business is being done by the business moguls to your advantage, while you suffer loss at the pump because everything is going up on the prices. The prices at the store are going up, and that only means you are left to fight inflation. You are told, you are warned. What else could have the black people told you not to vote for that? He told you he was never going to launch new wars. Here we are today. He's going after every other person. He's ready to launch new wars whenever he wishes, like at the expense of your taxes, at the expenses of the inflation that is coming your way. So is this to be blamed on the black community? No. So the black community just did whatever they were to do. They are now keeping silent. They rather fight the inflation while silent than when making noise, while they have been making noise for you for the rest of their lives. Thank you so much for having taken your time to listen to this video. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time on this channel, consider subscribing, sharing, commenting, and liking. See you in our next episode. Adios.